Hello, everyone. This is another Black Conservative. I am Ryan Bolin. Thank you all for joining me. So, actor Isaiah Washinton, made a astonishing statement. He stated that some of his best teachers, when he was growing up, were Klansmen. Now, that's all you need to know right there, because people on the left are going to go crazy about this, and they have, according to this uh, article I'm about to read. Now, this article I'm about to read is not from Breitbart. This is more of a left-leaning article, left-leaning news source, but I'm going to start reading more of them to see what they got to say. So nobody can argue, well, you're just reading from the right. I'm going to read from the left, too. I'm going to mix it up. And I'm going to critique the left just like I always do, okay? Because they have it all, half the time they have it, most of it wrong. But let's go. Let's get into this. When it comes to interpreting what the right thinks and wishes. But it says, check this out. This. When you read this first, you're gonna be like, "This kind of crazy," but just listen. He says, former Grey's Anatomy star Isaiah Washinton. What did I say? Shared a story on Instagram about how some of his best teachers from childhood were members of the Ku Klux Klan. Now, because this article and this news source is more left leaning, I'm kind of iffy as exactly that he said that way or what, but we're going to go on. I had some of the best elementary school teachers and even some neighbors that I knew were Klan members. Back in Texas while growing up, Isaiah captioned a photo of two KKK white women and a baby. He says, I knew where they stood with me, and they also knew where I stood with them. But just listen to what he got to say. The boundaries were very, very clear, and I still played with their kids. I just couldn't drink from their outside water hose or come inside their house to eat, his Instagram post continued. Their houses were usually much smaller than what I grew up in, Washington wrote. And there's a picture of two Klans people, and they have the little baby in the middle. And then it says, Washington went on to recall how his mother was always kind and generous to the children of Klansmen. My mother never refused to let their kids into her house to eat a summer lunch and drink from our vintage JFK water glasses, he wrote. I can't help but wonder today if their kids are vigorously supporting me as an actor today simply because I showed them love and respect as a true Texan and a true American. And I like this, as a true Texan and a true American. Even when their parents and grandparents forbid them to reciprocate love and respect for me publicly to me back then, but I'm infamous now. I wonder. See, and it says, meanwhile, the internet is wondering why Washington appears to be, quote, accepting of hate. You know, it's crazy. It's just like, so that's it right there. That's all I'm going to read right there. I guess you can go on Instagram. I don't have no Instagram account, no want one. But yeah, looking at that at first glance, you'd be like, people looking at that at first glance would go into a storm of fury and anger at Isaiah Washington. How dare him show love and compassion to people who whole foundation is built on hating black people. How dare he do that? But here's the thing. I like what the Bible says in Romans the 13th chapter. Be not overcome of evil, but overcome evil with good. That's merely what Isaiah Washington did. That's merely what he did. He simply overcame evil with good. He kept showing good even when evil was reciprocated, was pushed towards him. So he personally experienced discrimination in the level that most of us today, as black people today, wouldn't even came near to. But yet the liberal establishment constantly pushes this idea towards black people today that you're being discriminated against, that you're suffering from systemic racism, that all white people hate you and they want to kill you and they want you dead, and the white police officers want to kill you and commit genocide when we're the ones doing that genocide ourselves. But that is just not true. He did what the Bible itself even says, overcoming evil with good. He did not allow their racism to make him racist. But we flip that around today, and that's all I hear. Where I work, that's all I hear on the bus. A lot of times is people hooping and hollering about white and black issues, and you just this because you white and I'm black and this. Look, man, I like what Morgan Freeman said when he was interviewed, and I forget who exactly interviewed him at the time. He says, "What do you think we should do with race relations in America?" And Morgan Freeman looked at him in the face and said, "Stop talking about it. Stop talking about it. If we start talking about race relations, then maybe perhaps we won't have to keep wondering about whether or not we're being discriminated against. The only reason why race relations is still fresh in the minds of everybody in this freaking country is because the establishment and the media constantly brings it up. That's the power hold of the liberal establishment. That's their strength. That's their power hold, a stronghold, and they got it too. On a significant number of people, particularly blacks. They got it too. But Isaiah Washinton, to me, should be commended for showing this act of love and compassion and kindness to people who certainly wouldn't have showed it towards him. As he said in the article, they wouldn't let him come in his house and drink from the water holes, but they wouldn't even let him do that. But his parents allowed them to come inside the house and so forth. You saw that. They never allowed the wrong of the KKK members to fill their hearts with anger and hate. But that's the opposite today. People don't want to go by that philosophy today. But see, because he kept showing love and compassion in spite of being shown the opposite, he's well loved all over. Now, he said as a true Texan and as a true American, and I like how he says a true American because he sees himself as an American, not as a black American, but as an American who happens to be black. Now, I don't know about Texans. I ain't from Texas. I'm from Cleveland, so I don't know nothing about that. But he is putting his being an American over his race. Now, people may argue about that and fart and poot and snot about that. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what your race is, your ethnicity is. If you in America, you've been in America for any amount of time, you've adopted American concepts and American worldviews, you are an American. And if you go to other countries, people will recognize you as an American by the way you speak and by the way you act and your mannerisms. Because all Americans, regardless of their ethnicity or their religion, tend to have the same type of mannerisms and that mentality. They tend to have that same kind of mannerism. Now, unfortunately, that's being broken up with a lot of people, okay, because a lot of things that are being pushed out there that are not American, that are not a part of the American ideology is being pushed. But there are a remnant of people who truly love America and truly love the ideologies and concepts of America and the worldview. As one person said, America is an idea. It's not a race. It's not a religion. It's an idea. And regardless of where you come from, when you come to this country, you adopt that idea. And it's based on the Constitution and Declaration of Independence and the Bill of Rights, in part. But in addition to that, you can add the different traditions that we have and so forth, which have been almost destroyed right about now. But people still embrace those American concepts. And I applaud him for doing what he did. I applaud him, and I'm happy about the fact that he is not allowing criticisms from others to taint or poison his mind. Now, let me say this. The article goes on to say that some people are questioning why he's embracing hate. But he's not. How is he? People can be so stupid. I swear, man, I'm sorry, but people can be so stupid. I'm just real. Maybe I should say it, but I didn't say that. It came out and it didn't slip. People can be so stupid and blind. How is that accepting hate? He's not accepting hate. He's simply saying, okay, I'm not going to allow you to make me be like you. I'm not going to hate because you hate. I'm going to continue to show love and compassion and kindness in spite of what you do. Isn't that what Martin Luther King taught? Wasn't that what the civil rights movement was about? They were persecuted, had water holes turned on them and everything. And they never, for the most part, raised a fist at these people. And who ended up looking bad? All the people that was pushed, the racists that was trying to persecute him and putting their hands on him, punching him, and spraying water hose on him, they were the ones looking bad. They were the ones looking like animals. They did not allow evil to overcome them. They overcame evil by doing good. Same principle here. He did not allow evil to overcome him. He overcame evil by doing good. And he may be right now dealing with the positive consequences and results of that. Just saying. So I wanted to bring that out because I think that was very awesome and a very awesome thing to do. And to bring, it's not about hating your race. And a lot of people talk about, well, you just these self-loathing black people. Okay, what does it mean to be black? What does it mean to be white? What does it mean to be Hispanic? What does it mean to be Asian? What does it mean to be Japanese? What does it mean to be any of that? Is that very important? Is that more important than anything else? If your ethnicity, is that more important than anything else? If so, then look, I don't knock a person for saying that I am who I am because of my ethnicity. I don't knock that. But for me, I'm Ryan Clifton Boland simply because I'm Ryan Clifton Boland, regardless of my racial ethnicity. I'd rather keep my racial ethnicity out of it because I want you to accept me based on my personality and who I am versus my race. Okay, when you read my stories and read my books, I want you to read my stories and read my books and say, hey, man, that blew me away. Not because I'm a black man, but I want you to like and love and embrace my stories because it's a good story and it's well written. My stories I'll say this again, my stories got published, not because I was writing about the plights of black people in poverty and they just hurt and they oppressed. No, that I don't make money off of that. That's just me. Okay, other people do it. I respect it. That's fine. I'm not knocking them. But me and mine, no. No. I want you to look at my ability, my talent, and say, hey, I want to hire this guy as a permanent writer because he can write. This man can write. I love his characters. I love his stories. I love his plots. They're universal in scope. They're universal in scale. Let's hire this guy. That's what I want. Accept me for who I am. And it seems to me that this is what Isaiah Washinton is portraying. This is what he seems to be communicating. Accept me for who I am, a Texan and an American. Now, you can call me a black American all day, but at the end of the day, I'm a Texan and I'm an American. And I'm going to show love and compassion in spite of what people do towards me. Just saying. So that's not embracing hate. He's not embracing hate. That's something the left say some of the dumbest things. No, that's not embracing hate. Let me say this at the end of this video. Isaiah Washinton has more character than any one of these people that make that dumb, stupid, ignorant statement. He's embracing hate. Somebody look at them the wrong way, they ready to fight and kill somebody. But here this man was personally discriminated against by KKK folk and teachers. KKK people, the real deal Holyfield. And yet he still showed love and compassion. See if you can do that. The ones that's pooting and hollering and complaining, he's embracing hate. Man, come on. Have some character about yourself. That's how I see it. Hey, what do you guys think? Leave your comments in the comment section below. Like, share, and subscribe to my channel. God bless you all and see you again.